Good morning. Hey besties, and welcome to another day of my life riding my pro rodeo horses. We are only going to be riding 2 horses today, Toast and Chester, because I rode Dakota pretty good yesterday, so he's going to get the day off. But we're going to ride Chester first, so let's get his tack. I am going to be riding him in my black saddle pad, my star saddle. I need a brush, some bell boots, and trying to carry it all, my helmet. Thankfully, my saddle is very lightweight. I'll have to come back for his bit. Good morning. We'll set this all down in front of his stall and run get his bit so everything is together. Are you so excited to ride this morning? I think he is. The last thing I need is just his ride around a bit. We're ready to tack it. Guess I'll set it up. Chester. Get you tied up so we can brush you. There you go, wearing your Christmas tree cakes halter, super cute. He obviously laid down because he's covered in shavings. Come here. You're all so nasty. Dakota, what are your plans? Dakota. Dakota. I feel like Chester's so done with him too. He is covered in some shavings. Overall, not the nastiest he's ever been. So I'm gonna brush where the saddle goes, and I will get the shavings kind of off of his flank back there. He has a few little stains. Nothing significant. He's probably about to go out in the mud though, and he'll get nasty. Just always so dusty. Make sure I get where the cinch goes. Yeah. Okay, scoot over. Thank you. Dakota has some hay, so hopefully he will leave Chester's lead rope alone. Not try to untie you. He's always trying to free everybody. One of y'all's kind of stinky.
I think it's Chester.
I think it's you. He's stinky. Wish we could give baths. Get your butt clean. Get just this little bit of dried sweat off of you. Oh, now you're gonna untie yourself. Perfect. Got quite a bit of shavings hidden under here. Okay, think you're ready. Ready to saddle up? He's ready to get scratched. You're itchy. Oh my goodness. And like the dust always just shows right back up. There we go. Now I'm gonna throw on my star saddle, and it has his matching Christmas tree cakes tack on it. Matches his halter. Super cute, very festive. I think this is gonna be on Dakota. Yeah, we gotta let it out for you. You're so chubby. Perfect. There are no matching Christmas bell boots, sadly, but the matching saddle sack and breast collar is really cute. What are you snorting about? What could you be snorting about? Gotta do my back cinch. Okay. A little chubbier than last time. Get his breast collar up. Yeah, he'll let some of that air out before I get on. I think this green looks really, really good on him. It complements the red hair. The red icing doesn't, but I think since it's all green, it evens out. It's fine. It looks cute. Okay, bell boots time. These bell boots don't even remotely match, but they're kind of my designated practice bell boots at this point. I gotta find my boots. We'll get my boots on. I got my fluffy socks on. It's cold. It's like 36 degrees. Super cool. Makes me love riding horses. Now that those are on, I'm gonna change to my helmet. Safety first, especially on these crazy fast horses, or really on any horse. I'm gonna get his bridle on, and we will meet you in the arena. I'm gonna give you my ponytail holder from out of my hair. It will, but we will rebraid. We will rebuild. It just pulls a little too much going through that center ring for me. So we're gonna loop it through here. I'm sacrificing one braid for you bestie. Yeah, there you go. That's so much better. You gotta tighten it. What the heck? You people always trick me about your sizings in their stall.
You people.
You people. Now that he is all tacked up, decked out in his Christmas tag, and ready to go, we are going to get him into the arena, and we're going to be giving him a good ride today. I'm hoping that he is going to be running at some rodeos soon, coming up in the new year, and I want to make sure he is in really good shape for those. Of course, with barrel horses, you want to make sure they have enough muscle for those turns, and they have enough wind and stamina to run the whole pattern, so we are keeping him nice and in shape. I'm going to tighten my saddle, make sure the back cinch even is pretty snug, and set a 10-minute timer to walk. So I'm going to hop on and we are going to walk him each way for about 5 minutes for a total of 10 minutes. Sometimes if it's really cold, I'll do 15 minutes just to make sure their joints and legs and everything are all warm before we start our workout. Once my 10-minute timer goes off, I'm going to ask him to put his head down and walk like that for just a little bit, and then I'm going to ask him for a trot. He was kind of hot to trot this day. I think it's because the weather is so much cooler. So I just try to ask him to trot slowly. Hey, maybe put your head down a little bit. I'm going to try and use the whole pin. So I do big laps at the trot. I cut through the middle to do a giant figure 8, change directions, and do some big laps the other way at a trot. I do some smaller circles, just trying to use all of this space we have. After I do these kind of smaller circles, I am going to ask him to do some serpentines down the arena. And I don't know why, but he does get a little hot with the serpentines. I try to change it up on him as much as I can. He is a very hot horse, so we try to keep things slow, keep things collected, and keep him kind of calm a little bit. So I am just doing these serpentines, asking to do this straight line across the pin and then turn around and go the other way. Once I've done that for a while and he gives me a nice calm trot, I'm going to ask him to lope. And honestly, this lope off for him was pretty good. We normally lope off like crazy, but he was going too fast, so we are going to use this whole pin. We are going to do some smaller circles. This just lets us calm down without having to fight so much, without as much pressure and release going on. He's having to really think about where his feet are. He can't run as fast in these small, tighter circles. They're not super tight, you can see, but they do kind of help switch his frame of mind. So he's not like, oh, I'm going to run these super fast big laps. No, he has to kind of calm down, be collected, bend, and do these smaller circles. It takes just a little bit to the right. He's fresh, so it took just a second to get him to come down into a nicer lope. So I do these smaller circles all around the whole big arena, and as he does better and comes down better, I will add more strides in between the small circles. So I try to see how far he'll go before he kind of speeds up. If he speeds up from under me, we are going to do a smaller circle and try again. I don't want a big giant fight, so this seems to help that a little bit. Now he's able to go quite a bit longer between these little circles. He's doing a lot better. You can see that we're not fighting so much now. He's coming into it a lot better. We are still needing to slow down. I would like him to definitely be slower than this, but we are able to go way longer without having to do a little circle. And I think just moving around the whole arena is nice. I'll stop for a minute and do half arena size circles on one side, and then I'll do a big lap and do half arena size circles on the other side. I'll do these little circles. I think if something's not working, just switch where you are. Use the whole arena, use all the square footage, and we are also going to do some trotting to lope off, and you can tell that these lope offs are way better than that first one we had. He's keeping his head down. It's just looking a lot better. He's looking a lot nicer here. We're going a much better speed. When he lopes off, his legs aren't scrambling, his head isn't flying up. It's a lot better. Here I asked him for a hard stop without really pulling. I don't think I pulled it all to ask him to stop, but we have not quite figured out not stopping on the front end, so it's quite rough, but I reward it. I like when I say whoa that they lock up and they stop. I think that's very important. Here I'm going to ask him to do some bending just at a walk, kind of slow it down for a second. I walked him a big lap before this too, but I'm just going to ask him to put his head down and walk so he doesn't think that every time I ask him to do that, we are going to go faster. And then I just asked him to lope off to the left. It was pretty nice. He's always hotter the second way for me, but he did pretty good today. We did have to do some of the smaller circles, but not nearly as many. And I start by working this side of the arena, doing some half arena size circles, but here kind of at first he was wanting to run instead of lope, and he is a super big and powerful horse, so I cannot let him just run and run and run and run. He will get really, really hard in the mouth on me and won't do as good in his barrel runs either because he's just kind of doing what Chester wants to do. So we are just slowing him down, keeping him nice and calm, doing these little circles into the bigger circles, and he does really good actually. Usually, like I said, he's hotter the second way, but he did not do too bad. So now we are loping kind of those half arena sized, and then when he speeds up on me, I will ask him to do these turns in these smaller circles. I'm not jerking him into these turns. We are trying to keep everything as smooth as possible, and then I will try to go several strides, but if he speeds up, we just do that nice little gentle turn and try again. This seems to work really good for him. I don't want to be constantly fighting him. I don't want to constantly be pulling on him. So when I can just redirect his motion into these smaller circles, he can calm down a lot easier without as big of a fight. I do like to work transitions on him a lot. I didn't do that much today. I like to do a walk to trot to walk to trot to lope to trot to walk to trot to walk to trot to lope on him because that is the way that you help these hot horses not be as hot. And then I'm going to do some bigger laps here, move down to the other side of the arena, and just keep asking him to be at that nice slow speed. Again, if he speeds up, we'll do a little circle. And I like using all of the arena. I know I've said that quite a bit, but I think it's really good to do. You don't want to just stay on one side doing those tiny boring circles. So I've moved him down to doing the half arena size circles down by the announcer stand / alleyway over here, and I'm gonna do those for a while, and I'm still just gonna be moving all over the place, but he is looking much better, much calmer. I'm still trying to get him to go a little bit slower, but I'm not just gonna harp on it too much, so I'm gonna move him and do half arena size circles in the middle of the arena. And then I did go one-handed, and he just said, okay, we are done. She is done. She went one-handed. I was going to let him lope around one-handed, but since he is such a hot horse, I rewarded this. If he wants to slow down himself, that's amazing. So I'm going to pet on him. He loped for a total of 20 minutes, I believe, about 10 minutes each direction. So he got a really good workout. He had to use his hind end for those smaller circles, and this really helps build up his wind. So I walked him out for a while, and then I am going to hop off and immediately loosen my cinch. I do a no-handed stop, again checking on those brakes, and he is going to immediately, of course, try to scratch all over me. I really don't mind this too much, but Chester's big head hurts. Like, he slams it into you whenever he is trying to scratch. And so I just kind of try to gently push him away. He's going to keep trying to do it. Here he tries to get me pretty hard with his head, and I just kind of put my hand up like, hey, please quit, because that hurts. I will scratch on him when we get him back in the stall, but I just don't want him, shoving his big bones into my body because it does not feel too great. Chester is unsaddled after his workout, so we are going to put the cool out blanket on him because he got a little sweaty. He had him a good workout, ready for when barrel races start back after the pandemic. This cool-out blanket is from Lemieux, so I'm going to get it on him, make sure it's all situated right before I am going to do the straps on the front. I get his tail through, and of course, while I'm trying to do these latches, he is going to continue to try and scratch on me and absolutely slam into me. So the cool out blanket is going to help kind of wick that sweat off of him. It soaks up a lot of that sweat and helps them dry faster, and it helps keep them warm while they dry in the colder months. And I'm going to scratch on him really good because I knew I was about to go wash my hands anyway. Now we are going to ride Toast. I'm riding him in my brown master saddle, so we are going to grab his pack. He's got his bit. I'm going to ride him in the same bell boots, but we are going to ride him in my white / cream 5-star and my brown master saddle. My brown master saddle. Set this up here. I think that's all I need. So Toasty boy. He has his Christmas halter. You wanna go for a little ride? You won't get nearly as hot and sweaty as Chester because you are lazy.
What are you doing?
I know he's working on some alfalfa. I'm just gonna leave all those shavings in his tail. Don't judge me. There you go. He's got some shavings on him. He was laying down when we got here, so I know he took him a nap. We'll get the parkour after you. I don't have any treats. I know. He's so much taller. I think over here it might be like a little bit of an incline too, but he seems so tall.
He is tall. He's so big.
16'1", I think. Maybe 2. I'm not really sure. I have to measure him sometime. Got a lot of shavings on your butt over here. Been sleeping good. Chester really sweat all over everything. So, Toasty boy. It's the plain tap. But he has his matching breast collar to his Christmas halter. So cute. I don't have a back cinch on this one, so we're just gonna do this front cinch up. Good. So chubby. Now for the Christmas breast collar. Perfectly matches the Christmas halter he's got on. And I think this blue looks really nice on him. It'll match those bell boots a little bit better than Chester did. Get that clipped. Now for your bell boots. These have pretty much become my practice boots. They've gotten a little worn on the bottom. Okay, almost ready. I'm gonna get my helmet back on, and then we are gonna go ride. I'm gonna walk him for about 10 minutes, give him a good amount of trotting, a good amount of loping, and that'll be his workout today. He ran around quite a lot in the arena yesterday, just turned out in here, and he looked pretty good. So hopefully he has a good little ride, but I'm hoping he's a little bit lazier than he was when he was turned out. I know, I'm sorry, his stomach's growing. Okay. Got that tight. Now I'm gonna set about 11-minute timer, and we are gonna walk, and I'm gonna watch TikTok. Here we go. Ready to go ride. You're so tall. Good boy, he stood so good. When I asked him to trot, he decided he wanted to lope instead, so I had to say, hey, Normally you're so lazy, what's going on? So I had to ask him to come back down to that trot, and he gave me a very speedy trot. I was shocked because this horse is lazy, and I mean it. So I just let him really stretch out. His ride's gonna look a lot different from Chester's. I don't make him ride collected. I might eventually, but for now, this is how he rides around, and he is not hot, so we don't have to constantly, worry about that. So I am going to trot about 2 big giant laps each direction. I post the trot, he's stretching out really, really nice. I'm going to switch directions through the middle of the arena like a giant figure 8 once I get back to my spot. I kind of designated these banners here to be my marker of how many laps I had done. So once I reach that, I'm going to cut through the middle, switch diagonals, which my arm kind of flies up when I did that. Just ignore it. But I switched the diagonal, and we are going to do 2 big laps this way, really stretching him out, getting him moving. I like trotting for building muscle. You can make them kind of body sore long trotting, so I try to be careful and only do it in really nice soft dirt. So we are just going to keep doing that for a while. Once I reach my 2 laps going this way, I am going to ask him to do some serpentines. And you did see me do that on Chester. This looks just a little bit different because I am posting. So I'm going to ask him to kind of turn and go up and down the arena like that. After I finished trotting, I did let him walk a lap before asking him to lope, and we are going to lope to the left. I am going to ask him for a nice, smooth, slow lope, which he's not afraid to give me. Like I said, so lazy. Doesn't matter how many times I ride him in a week, how great of shape he's in. If he has done all that trotting, he is exhausted. So he's not going to want to go too fast in the lope. So I just stay down here. Again, I'm just loping around one-handed. I'm not micromanaging him. I'm not asking him to be collected. And we are just going to plod along. I just kind of set and listen to my music to see how long we were loping. I didn't set a timer. Then once I've loped some smaller circles, we are going to go and use the whole arena space and lope some big circles this way, and I will do the same thing once I stop and go the other way. Toasty had a good little workout, so I'm gonna get him unsaddled, get my tack up, and then we are gonna take them out to their pastures and probably take them out some alfalfa to eat because their pastures are pretty kind of dry and dead right now because it is winter. I'll go ahead and grab these two. Now, come back. Good little bracelets. Get this back in my tack locker. I'll do these on the Velcro down here. Perfect. I already put his bit up. The last thing I need to put up is this brush, and we can get them all out into their pastures. So I'm just gonna throw it in its designated spot. Perfect. Don't run and slip and fall, okay?
Oh, he needs a drink.
Oh, wait.
I'm thirsty.
I like that. You're drinking in the winter. He did not get one drop of sweat on him, I don't think. You ready? Okay. Are you ready? Let's go outside. Go see some people. Kind of from across the way.
He said, I see a lot of alfalfa.
Yeah, we are testing off. We'll get some. This side has some seriously insane asylum vibes.
It has what?
Some serious insane asylum vibes.
Yeah, it does. It's so white.
There's some plastic bags.
Oh dear. We'll move those before the two crazies come through.
You got it. You got it. The exposure.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at that.
Although, I believe we'll move those pallets out of the way of the other nuts.
Get them all their alfalfa to snack on while they're out here. I don't want them to have an empty stomach. I know. Gotta walk Dakota's to his little sad semi-stall roast pen. He likes to pee on it. There you go. Yum. starving?
He said he had to work hard.
Yeah, we burned so many calories. We're gonna go down here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little day in my life with Toast and Chester. Chester looked really, really nice and Toast had a good ride, so I'm so excited to get back to rodeoing soon. Make sure you check out all the links below. Black sign hats have sold out, but there are still several pink ones left that you won't want to miss, so check out all the links below and I'll see you in my next video very soon, so make sure you subscribe. Bye!